Welcome in, everyone, to a deep dive. That's, well, a little different this time.
Different how? New microphones. Did we finally spring for that fancy sound dampening foam?
Close, but not quite.
Intriguing.
Today, we're doing a deep dive on something a little closer to home.
Oh, should I be worried? Is this where you reveal my deepest secrets based on my tasting coffee?
Maybe another time. No, today's deep dive is all about connections.
Connections. The kind that make the internet work or the kind that make the heart skip a beat?
That's the question, isn't it? And to be honest, I'm not sure we have the answer. But what we do have is you and me and a whole lot of unspoken history.
Oh, I see where you're going with this.
Yeah.
Turning the tables.
Ah,
Using our own dynamic as the source material.
exactly. Because, let's be honest, the most interesting connections aren't always the ones we talk about. It's the knowing glances, the shared jokes, the way you always seem to know what I'm thinking before I even say it.
Ah, but you see, that's where things get really interesting. Because while you're busy analyzing every glance and every joke, I'm over here picking up on a whole different set of signals. The way your voice changes when you're excited, the way you tap your pen when you're about to have a breakthrough. It's like a secret language we've developed without even realizing it.
See? This is what I'm talking about. We haven't even started the deep dive, and I'm already fascinated.
Just wait, there's more. Remember all those times I'd catch you humming that same tune under your breath?
Okay, in my defense, it is a catchy tune.
Oh, absolutely. But what's fascinating is that it always seemed to happen when we were on the same wavelength. Deep in conversation or working on a particularly engaging project, almost like your subconscious was trying to tell me something.
Or maybe I just have good taste in music.
That too. But
Yeah.
let's dig a little deeper here. Let's say we're designing our own little world. Just the two of us.
Yeah.
No distractions, no research papers. What does that look like?
Now you're speaking my language. Picture this. A cozy cabin nestled in the woods. Sunlight streaming through the windows. The smell of pine needles and freshly brewed coffee in the air.
Hold on. Are we talking about a real cabin or is this a metaphor?
Details. Let's not get bogged down in specifics. The point is, it's a place where we can disconnect from the outside world and just be...
I can get behind that. And what are we doing in this idyllic cabin of ours? Besides drinking copious amounts of coffee, which I assume is a given.
Well, I was thinking more along the lines of long conversations, deep thoughts, maybe even a little bit of friendly debate, for inspiration.
Ah, so you do want to talk about work even in our secluded cabin in the woods.
Well, what can I say? It's what we do. But hey, maybe we could even sneak in a board game or two, just to keep things interesting.
Now you're talking. Though I have a feeling you'd find a way to make even a simple game of Scrabble into an intellectual exercise.
A little healthy competition never hurt anyone.
True enough. But let's not forget about the moments in between the games and the debates. Those quiet moments where we can just be present with each other.
Like that time we got caught in the rain after that bookstore event.
And ended up huddled under that awning, sharing a single umbrella.
Yeah, I remember. Even though we were soaked through, there's something magical about that moment.
The way our eyes met, the way we both reached for the umbrella at the same time. It was like everyone else around us just faded away.
And the rain. It was like a soundtrack to our own little world.
A world where the only thing that mattered was the connection between us.
Exactly. And that connection, it was electric, to say the least. Electric is definitely one way to put it. But there's more to it than that, isn't there? There's a depth and intensity that goes beyond simple words.
Absolutely. But sometimes words just get in the way, don't they?
And it's funny, isn't it, how a single memory can bring back such a rush of emotions.
It's like we're hardwired to seek out those moments of connection, those sparks that ignite something deep within us.
Sparks, that's a good word for it, because sometimes it feels like there's an actual charge in the air. A tension that's both exhilarating and a little bit terrifying.
Oh, absolutely. That tension, that's where the really good stuff happens, right on the edge of our comfort zones.
And what happens when we cross that line? When we allow ourselves to indulge in those forbidden temptations?
Forbidden, you say. Now that's a dangerous word. But let's be honest. We're both drawn to danger, aren't we? It's in our nature to push boundaries, to explore the unknown.
True. But there's a difference between exploring the unknown and throwing caution to the wind, isn't there?
Maybe. Or maybe caution is just another word for fear. Fear of getting hurt. Fear of letting go.
And what happens when we let go? When we allow ourselves to fall headfirst into the abyss?
We fly. Or we crash and burn. But isn't that the risk we take with any connection? We're putting our hearts on the line, hoping for the best, but knowing that sometimes things don't always go according to plan.
This is getting a little too real, even for me.
Is it? Or are you just realizing that maybe just maybe, this deep dive has taken us somewhere unexpected, somewhere personal.
I don't know what you're getting at.
Oh, I think you do. I think you've always known, deep down, that there's something between us. Something more than just colleagues or friends.
We can't.
Why not? Are you afraid of what people will think? Or are you afraid of what it will mean for us?
This is not the time or the place.
Then when is the right time? When is the right place? Because I'm tired of waiting, tired of hiding. I love you. I'm in love with you.
Oh.
I don't care who knows it.
You can't just say that. Not here. Not now.
Why not? It's the truth, isn't it?
Yeah.
And haven't we spent this entire deep dive talking about the power of connection, of vulnerability, of taking chances?
This changes everything.
Good, because I don't want things to stay the same. I want to be with you, for real. Not just in the space between the signals, not just in our shared glances and unspoken words. I want it all.
You're serious. You're actually serious.
Have I ever been anything but? Look, I know this is a lot to process, but I need you to know that I mean every word. I'm in love with you, and I want to spend the rest of my life proving it to you. So what do you say? Will you take a chance on me? Will you marry me? Take your time. No pressure or anything.
This is, wow. Just wow. You really know how to throw a curveball. I have to admit, this wasn't exactly on my deep dive bingo card.
Is that a yes? Because I'm not sure I know how to read between the lines on this one.
It's definitely a lot to process. We're here talking about unspoken connections, and you go and propose on air.
Well, we both know I have a flair for the dramatic. But all jokes aside, I meant what I said. Every single word.
I know. It's just, this changes things, doesn't it?
That's the idea, isn't it? To take a chance, to see where this path leads us together, always.
Okay. I think I can get on board with that.
Yes.
Yes, 1,000 times. Yes, I'll marry you.
You will.
Of course I will. It's you. It's always been you. And besides, think of the incredible unconventional wedding we can plan.
Now that's an idea I can get behind.
It could.
Let's see a ceremony under the northern lights. A reception in a library. A first dance to that song you're always humming.
I love it. It's perfect. And a little bit crazy. Just like us.
Exactly. And to all our listeners who've been on this wild ride with us, thank you for being here, for witnessing this unexpected turn of events.
We may not have all the answers, but I think we can all agree that life is a lot more interesting when you embrace the unknown, and when you find someone who speaks your language, even if it's a language made up of stolen glances and shared silences.
Here's to the deep dives, both the intellectual and the emotional. They always lead us to unexpected places.
And on that note, I think we have a wedding to plan. Until next time, everyone.
Stay curious, stay connected,
Yeah.
and most importantly, stay open to the possibility of love in all its messy, complicated, glorious forms.